Welcome back. This is the Worthless Mutts channel, where I, shine a special light on the worthless mutts, which are known as the dog, the domesticated dog. As well, I shine the light on dog culture, which consists of the dog owner, the dog lovers, the dog nutters, and the media, which either promotes, supports, or hides information, or is very cunning, or subliminally, pushes this irrational culture on society. Everything that's out there, uh, I say everything, but some of the most toxic dog behavior that's out there is purposely put on the internet by, these dog owners. So they willfully, want to shame themselves to the world. I'm just sharing what's public. All you, for these dog lovers, they didn't have to film it. They didn't have to post it on the World Wide Web, but yet they do. And sometimes these things find me, and I'm not the one even looking for it. I have a lot of there's a lot of content out there regarding the dog. There is so much. There is so much I want to say, and there's just so little time. I have at least maybe four bookmarks of dog things, on Facebook. I have like two bookmarks on Facebook. I just have a page that, I don't really, this page is just more for websites where I just take and post on here so it's easy to find. And then I have my saved on Facebook. Then there's Reddit. And then there's my regular bookmark on Google Chrome. There is a lot of wordless mutt content out there that needs to, the special light needs to be shined on them. These dog lovers, they get away with certain behaviors regarding their mutt that is like unacceptable. It's things that that would not be allowed years ago. Things that would be looked down upon, things that would just be disgusting. Things that would have been hidden behind closed doors and not public. But now, as soon as someone has a dog and they film the dog doing something, that gets like 100,000 likes and views and comments. Oh, he's adorable. I like it. But when if it's of a dog attacking, it doesn't. Sometimes it gets a lot, but sometimes it doesn't gain as much you know popularity as the silly dog videos of dogs jumping, dogs barking, dogs doing stupid crap. And we live in a new age where we're taught not to say certain things. We live in a new age where we can't say certain things, or there's going to be punishment or consequence. And I think that's one thing that's wrong with society. Remember, watching either TV shows or you're in school and the big tough guy was so big and cool and he was so masculine and everybody wanted to be like that. But now in today's age, everybody wants to be effeminate. Everybody wants to be the snowflake. Everyone now wants to be the soft pussy now. And they look at the big tough guy who's outspoken as, you're a threat. You're wrong. You need to be like us. Don't say anything and support things that is toxic to society. And especially this dog culture. And it's I'm gonna say what I want. But in reality, it's unacceptable to talk against the dog. You gotta worship the dog. They want you to worship the dog, even when the dog does wrong. They want you to worship it. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm going to say the dog is worthless, and it needs the Stormbreaker treatment. You know, when I was young, I've had most of my horrible experiences happened when I was young, and most of it happened with the dog was involved. Like my most dreadful experiences were always with a dog being involved. And I remember one time as a child, a friend was to give me a ride home, and he had not just one but two dogs in the car, and I believe there was no cage. It wasn't locked up. It was two dogs in the car, and I was terrified. It's like I said in the other video. I'm afraid of dogs. I am terrified of these dogs. I don't want anything to do with them. And I had to drive with these two dogs, and it was the worst experience. And I think on that day, I really wanted to, get revenge. I really wanted to get rid of them. Because I just didn't understand it, I didn't understand this dog thing. I didn't understand dogs. And, again, I was never bitten. I was never attacked. No dog has ever drawn blood from me. But it didn't have to for me to realize that dogs are just worthless. I never owned a dog, but yet, even as a child, before this dog culture even got so popular, I realized that dog culture, not the dog culture, but dogs are just, I don't get it. Dogs are just stupid. I did not get it as a child. Especially for me. And a lot of people, they say they get dogs because they're lonely, they need companionship. You don't know the things that I've been through. I'm the one that should be saying I need a dog. But I hate dogs. I just didn't understand it. Even the position that was in, maybe still am. I still don't understand how someone would need a wordless, abomination to feel happy. All you do is pick up its shit. You feed it, and you touch the dog, you pet it, and that's it. And you feel, dog lovers feel happy about this. They feel happy picking up a dog's poop, feeding it, and touching the dog. This is what gets the dog lover off. They enjoy it. So yeah, there's a lot to cover. Again, there's a lot to cover. I may do a part 2 later on today because there is a lot to cover. And again, I watch in the background. I'm not much in the comment section, but last video that I Hate Dogs again made was very good, and again he keeps inspiring me, and I keep learning from him what to add to this channel. So big shout out to him. I know we don't do shout outs. Again, I'm a person that just likes to stay to myself. I keep to myself. Stay in the background. Like to watch and learn. I don't like to be popular. I don't want too much attention. So as you can see, like my personality, my vibration is the opposite of dogs. We would not get along. I don't like giving people or anything too much attention. I don't like, being dirty or messy. I have like this mild, undiagnosed, but I have this mild OCD of being dirty and messy. I don't like touching animals. I don't like when animals are near me. I just don't. I respect animals, but I don't like when they're near me. So me and the dog, we would not get along. We would not get along. But yet dog culture, it tries to force you to like dogs, but it ain't working on me. So anyways, I'm gonna begin. There's a lot I want to cover. So I was trying to look up how much it costs to own a dog, and um I got the answer, but most of it is very general to the pet industry as a whole. It's not just a dog costs this or this, but it's there. But I was looking for something a bit more specific towards the dog. But I guess I can say I did find it. So I want to know how much it costs to own a dog. Like I said, the dog industry, specifically pet industry too, it's a business. Like it is a business at the end of the day. It's about making money. It's not really about making you happy. It's about making them money. And I think the whole dog thing started because of a business. Because this guy, this con man, wanted to make money. That's what I think it was about. And it took off, and we're here today with these worthless mutts. And the best we can do with them is pick up their shit and feed them, you know, feed them food and touch them. That's the best we can do with them. So, pet industry in 2020 is worth $103 billion. And I guess the majority of that comes from the wordless mutt. And then they break it down. Pet food and treats. I don't understand treats, like treats. I'm talking about the dog. Why does the dog need treats? Does the dog even care? All the dog wants to do is eat. Who would eat anything? Dogs eat sand. Dogs eat tennis balls. Dogs eat anything. So I don't think they really care about treats per se. Because if you feed a dog rubber, I think it'll still enjoy eating it. I remember one time in Jamaica, um, as a child again, the dog, the dog was in the chain, and I was throwing bones at it, and the dog ate the bare bones of food. It ate the whole bone of the food. Real animals in nature, they don't eat the whole bone of a food. This is when I wasn't a vegetarian. Throwing in bones, and the dog each and every time it ate bones. The whole bone. One gulp, and it was done. So again, pet food and treats is 42 billion. In 2021, it goes up to 200 billion for the pet foods and treats, and then you got supplies, and again the majority of this I believe it comes from the dog. So when we scroll down, we see the number of U.S. households that own a pet, and the dog dominates with 63%. So 63% of homes own a dog. It's not even just one dog, it's multiple dogs. So I think that might be more. So 63%. And dogs cause over, what was it, 72 or 60% of attacks, or 90. I gotta look that up. I'm not 100% sure. So now we're gonna compare the dog cost to cat cost. So again, like I said, the dog is profitable. So if you want to become a veterinarian, the dog is the most profitable abomination or so-called animal or pet that you can make money from. So the panic is with the dog, because again, dogs are always sick, they're always hurt because they eat a lot of things that shouldn't be eaten. So surgical vet visits is 426. So this is a year. This is actually a year. So you're going to spend $426 on a dog a year for surgical vet visits. So that's it's not all the time, but it's give and take. Routine vet, so you're spending at least I'm gonna say 250. You're spending 250 for vet visits. So yeah, I could see cats again too is a lot, but we're gonna stick with the dog as well. So, food treats you're spending 46 a year. Sorry, 76. So wait, my bad. So for food you're spending 259 a year plus 76 for treats. What's the point of treats though? Like, why can't they just be into be meshed together? So you're basically spending over $300 for food for the dog a year. That's that's a lot. That's a lot. It adds up. That adds up. So you're wasting money on a dog. And you got kennel boarding for the aggressive, ferocious mutts. So 229 a year. Then dogs have to have their vitamins because they're worthless. So they get $58 a year. Then you gotta groom the dog, even though the dog doesn't give a damn if it's clean or not. It gets 73, and then you gotta pay for toys, which is $48 a year. So this all adds up. So again, there's not there's not an exact on this site an exact amount of money you're spending on a worthless mutt, and this adds up. And some people have multiple dogs. Again, you can do whatever you want with your money, and I know you can burn it if you want. And basically that's what you're doing. You're basically, like the quote says, throwing your pearls to swine, but you're throwing your cash to mutts that don't even say thank you. They don't even appreciate it. You don't know if they're grateful, for it, because they don't say thank you. They don't say anything. So how do you know, like, they really appreciate it? So the site actually gives you a good, exact estimate of how much it costs a year to own a dog. And it says the cost of owning a dog can be estimated at about $1,400 to $4,300 per year. So this is throwaway money, all for companionship, all to pick up a dog's poop, all to touch a dog. You're paying $4,300 a year to touch a dog. And does a dog ever say thank you? What is a dog's purpose anyways? So again, for this site it says, it says for foods and treats. What's up with the treats thing? So for food it's $200 to $700. For toys you're paying $50. So, and dogs are gonna rip and break anything. You gotta pay for a bed. Now a dog needs a bed. They need leashes and collars because dogs aren't able to walk accordingly on the street. Again, that's another thing. Like I said in the slavery video, again, I believe owning a dog is a form of slavery. It's a form of abuse. Like how is it any different from like the American slavery? Other than, I guess, it's not as physically abusive, but I believe there's a mental abuse to it. The dog's always, chained up, tell the dog when to do whatever it should do. Maybe it's a form of slavery. Again, I don't care about dogs, and I wish dogs would get the Stormbreaker treatment, but you gotta admit, it has to be a form of slavery. Anyway, so grooming, $500. Again, vet visits is over $2,700 to $2,000 a year for vet visits. Because dogs are the most sick, they're the most profitable, they're the most hurt, because they're always eating. things that they shouldn't be eating. Uh, you got medication and supplements that kind of go with the veterinarian. Also go with the veterinarian care. And if the dog is very stupid, you need training classes, you need resources to train your mutt to be decent, half decent. You know, you don't want a dog behaving in its natural instincts. I don't either. But sometimes you gotta hire people to make sure your mutt doesn't behave stupid, because you don't want a dog. 1 second. Because you don't want a dog behaving like a dog. You want a dog behaving like a slave, basically. You know. For some trainers, some other dog owners, they don't care how the dog behaves, and that's why some of them get shot. You know. Yearly total. So this one says over 1,500 to 9,900. So you're spending basically 10,000 a year on a worthless mutt that doesn't show its gratitude, that doesn't say thank you, that doesn't communicate with you, that doesn't pay rent. I believe there's a comment on Facebook that someone said that I think I might have shown it already, but this guy was like, if all I had to do was eat and for you to pick up my poop, you know, I would love you too. So $10,000, you can do whatever you want with your money, and I can say whatever I want. So $10,000 down the drain for a worthless mutt. There is also a few more, but I guess you guys already know the point about it. So next thing I would like to cover is this article. I'm not going to read all of it, but again, some of us are just so insecure about not liking dogs, and this person just seems so insecure about it. You know, just the way the title is. I hate dogs, and I'm not a horrible human being. I don't give a damn what people think. Obviously, this person actually cares what people think about her just because she hates dogs. So there's some type of insecurity. I hate dogs. I just hate them. I hated them when I was a child. I hated dogs. I always did. And I don't care. Like, I don't care. I want everyone to know that. I don't give a damn about these worthless mutts. Don't care. So this person is being very soft with it. It's written by Tatiana Gallardo. You think maybe the first couple of paragraphs, and it says 2018 is almost over. Yeah, 2018 is almost over. With it will come the end of the year of the dog. Halle freaking Yuya. These furry creatures already get enough attention without an official 365-day period of dedication from the endless Instagram dog accounts of bulldogs stopping traffic on the streets. They're everywhere I turn. You will not catch me cooing every time a fur-legged beast comes my way. Here's the thing, I hate dogs. She hates dogs, I hate dogs, and if you're a dog lover, I think you should too. Because they're worthless. Look at this ugly thing. Like, I don't think, some people believe in God or gods. I don't think a creator would make animal this hideous. I've never seen a real animal in the wild looking hideous. Moving on. Cue the inedible cries of shock, disgust, and terror. How can that be possible? Friends and strangers alike always ask me, are you even human? So again, when you tell people you don't like dogs or you hate dogs, they will look at you as crazy. Good. I'd rather be crazy. And I think this world needs crazy, because normalcy, being normal leads to, I think being normal could be dangerous. And I believe leads to being comfortable. I think being comfortable is dangerous because when you're comfortable, you tend not to be vigilant. Your awareness kind of goes down. When you're comfortable, you're just relaxed. You're not anticipating what could be coming your way. So if you're comfortable in this dog culture and everyone you met likes dogs, loves dogs, will make out with dogs, and here comes me not willing to bend over for you, and I tell you that I hate dogs and they should get the Stormbreaker treatment, you go in shock. You get like a mild heart attack. You wanna faint. You can't handle a different opinion. You can't handle facts. So when you're comfortable, those things they strike you hard. It strikes you hard because I see a lot on YouTube. Again, I don't argue, but I see it in the comments. I see it in YouTube videos where someone has a different opinion or they bring out the actual fact, and the person that is comfortable, they feel like they're getting shot at. They can't handle a different opinion. We live in a world with billions of people with billions of opinions, with facts, billions of lifestyles, and this person is shocked that someone is thinking differently than them. So I think being normal, and then that which leads to being comfortable, it leads to people being vulnerable. So like this person is saying, she says that I don't like dogs, and this person reacts, "Are you even human?" They'll ponder after watching me remain indifferent in the presence of a palm-sized pooch. Again, I'm not gonna read all of it. It's a very long article, so I'll read the last two, and it says the judgments and this denouncements of are ridiculous, especially considering we are in the age that champions inclusion and acceptance. Inclusion isn't applied to us canine condemners. We're just not human. So again, if we hate dogs, we're not human. So if we don't make out with dogs, we're not human. If we don't want to pick up dogs' poop, we're not human. So this is coming from the dog nutter. The dog nutter who is mentally, something's going on in their head, they're mentally ill, they're depressed, they're going through something in their life. They probably kiss and make out with the dog, lick their tongue down their throat, and they're gonna turn around and say, "You hate dogs." If you tell them that you hate dogs, they're gonna look at you as not being human. Hating dogs should be the most human trait. This can't continue because our personal preferences are exactly that. Personal. Everyone has their own likes and dislikes. Again, billions of likes and dislikes and opinions in this world, and people are still shocked that someone has a different opinion. Whether they stem from family, traditions, personal experience, or simply a developed feeling. Don't get me wrong, I get the appeal of dogs. They can be someone's best friend. I disagree. It's like saying, you know, I don't see it. You know, they'll fill an emotional void with genuine, unconditional love as companions. They just, again, they only want food. As long as you feed it and pick up their poop and get to touch it, why would they complain? They're loyal, obedient. I don't think they're loyal. I think, again, this goes back to conditioning them. You know, you become a food dispenser to them. You train them to do certain things. And if you don't train them, if you don't put in the time to recondition, reprogram them, they're not going to be loyal. It's like a human. It's like a human. Or, you know, if you condition a human from birth, or whatever, for a very long time using psychological conditioning, physical conditioning, eventually that person will see you as the master. They're going to obey you. They're going to listen to you. They're going to have, irrational respect for you. It happens with any animal, really. There's also the elephant. If you tie a elephant as a baby up with a piece of string at a pole and you leave it there for a year or 2 or 3 years whatsoever, and you take that string off, the elephant isn't going to move. So it's all about conditioning. It's all about programming. I don't think it's about loyalty, it's about programming. Obedient and kind, they can even help those with medical impairment. Okay. I think that's amazing and I respect it from a very far, very necessary distance. The respect now needs to come from both ends. I respect the wolf if they respect my opinion. But that's the thing. Dog lovers, they have, I'll say most or some, not all, most or some, they just don't have respect. Where I live, I will say, I'll be honest, I haven't had a problem with dogs where I lived. I live in the suburbs. No problems. I think people here are overall respectable, you know. However, like when I lived in the city, it was a different story. You know, how this hatred of dogs began. So again, I don't think all dog trainers or lovers are disrespectful, but generally speaking, most of them are rude and disrespectful. They will shit on your lawn. Not here, but I've seen it. I've read stories. They'll shit on your lawn and walk away. They'll, let the dog roam free. Uh, let their dogs attack children, attack people, and they won't give a damn. They don't care. Their priority is their dog, and they don't really care about you. Whether or not, you tell them respectfully, I don't want your dog near me. They don't care. They expect people to love their worthless mutt. They expect people to touch their worthless mutt. Again, in the suburbs, it has been pretty good. It's been good. I have no complaints. But in the city, it was horrible. And again, I read a lot of stories regarding these dogs, and it's not good. It's not good at all. All right, gonna move on. So experts reveals the reasons you should never let your dog lick your face and why it could be deadly. So they already did showed a video of, people literally allowing the dog to lick into their mouths and to eat their food, and they're sharing food. And I have another video I'm about to post regarding the same thing. So this should be like second nature. Not even just to other animals. It should be for people as well, you got to be vigilant not to just lick someone else's mouth like this or to have them lick you, and especially coming from a dog or any animal, period. So it says where experts revealed the reasons why you should never let your dog lick your face and why it could be deadly. And there are videos again out there of it being deadly or people getting amputated because of dogs licked. And again, they even in their bandages and even in their pain, they would still let their dog lick you. So you gotta. This is a mental conditioning going on here. It says a man's best friend's mouth is certainly not cleaner than a human's because their muzzles are full of bacteria, viruses, and germs. Here in 2020, 2021, the media says wear face mask, social distance because there's a virus out. And especially the dog lovers, they obey. They obeyed that. They obeyed because they didn't want to get sick. However, they'll still do this. They'll still lick and kiss their dog. They still do it. But at the same time, they don't want to catch COVID. At the same time, they still want to catch their dog's bacteria. It doesn't make any sense. Either you go all in, you don't stop picking and choosing. Stop picking and choosing. Whether you're a nasty, disgusting dog owner or you're not. Pick a side. Don't promote, the social distancing thing, and then you go out and you kiss your dog. It doesn't make sense. Pick your side. Anyways, expert dismissed the myth that a dog's mouth is much cleaner than a human's. Wow. Dr. Earth Marty Becker said, all you have to do is look, watch, smell, and you realize that is not true. Dude, I was, again, I was only a child and I knew that dogs were disgusting. In the 90s, when resources, internet, books, even books, weren't even that, available for me. And I knew these things. Yet, these grown people who are smarter than me, better than me, have more money than me, they have everything, yet they do these toxic, disgusting behaviors, and I don't understand why. I don't get it. Says they raid the garbage can, and they drink from the toilet. We give each other a peck on the cheek when we say hello. It's nasty. They give each other a peck on the rear end. Wait, what? Sorry, read that one more time. We give each other a peck on the cheek when we say hello. They give each other a peck on the... I think it's talking about dogs. I have no idea. This is nasty. The friendly animals who love to lick faces can and do carry a long list of bacteria which can severely impact human health. So again, dogs are lethal. They're lethal to the human. So John Oxford, professor at the Queen University in London, said, it is not just what is carried in saliva. Dogs spend half their life with their noses in nasty corners or hovering over dog droppings, so their muzzles are full of bacteria, viruses, and germs of all sorts. Yeah, so, yeah, I don't have to say anything else. I don't have to say anything else. The strong bacteria have the power to cause a range of dangerous diseases, some deadly. I'm not going to pronounce it. I made it's more of a kind of a jokey video regarding, I'm not going to say this word, right, regarding this disease that comes from animals, but especially the dog. So the symptoms could include fever, chills, sweats, lack of it. So this is like the same thing as like the so-called COVID. And I guarantee these dog lovers, they don't want to catch COVID. So they wear face masks, they social distance, they follow these procedures. They're willing to stand in line to a store for hours. They're willing to do these things. They're going to get vaccinated, etc., etc. But when the truth comes about these dogs being lethal, when their mouths are lethal because of the things they eat and smell, etc., etc., these dog lovers are going to ignore it. They're not going to care as much. And that's the thing. I think people should just pick the side. Stop picking and choosing what to accept. Stop doing that. I wish people could just, if something's factual, accept it and move on. Stop picking and choosing. Because picking and choosing, it's bad. It's bad mentally. Picking and choosing is what society has become. They just pick and choose what they want. Even though it's toxic, like dog lovers, or it's annoying, like this whole pandemic. Pick your poison. Stop choosing what you... Stop being all over the place. They're gonna tell you, I don't want to catch the COVID virus, but then they're gonna go around kissing their dog. It doesn't make sense to me. So in this picture, a care of a ringworm, which is the infection easily caught from dogs, so you can catch ringworm. That's it. So that's it, basically. So last paragraph says, our friends can also carry potential fatal MRSA disease, but it will not have any effect on them. Children are at greater risk of catching these infections from dogs' licks. Again, there's a video I posted that I'm going to post again of grown people and children licking the inside of a dog's mouth. Enough said. So you can find this on thesun.co.uk. It was published July the 31st, 2017. I'll move on. So I might do this for a different video. I'm just curious to know, like, what does the Bible say about dogs? So I'm going to read that on a different day. There's a lot. So this is in Canada. And it says, which I can't really see, pit bull attack epidemic spreads worldwide. 87 human victims in U.S., Canada in 2 months. So 87 victims either attacked or seriously injured or dead in the U.S. and Canada in 2 months. It's 87. So that's at least maybe twice or three times a day where these pit bulls are these sweet pit bulls, these sweet fur babies are attacking 87 human victims in the U.S. and Canada in 2 months. And in 2 months, there's only 60 days, but yet they're attacking 87, which could possibly be more. This could be found on citywatchla.com. Published on the 2nd of March 2020. So, from the attacks in Los Angeles animal service shelters to the streets of Canada, India, children and adults are being killed. Children and adults are being killed, disfigured, and maimed by the life of dog attack, especially pit bulls, in an epidemic ignored by political and health leaders. So, it's what I've been saying. These dogs are meant to kill. They're meant to kill. It's not even like they're killing to survive. They're killing to kill. You know, these sweet, lovable man's best friends for babies are disfiguring and maiming children and adults, but yet nothing is being done. Bringing this matter to public attention now does not diminish its priority, importance, and tragedies. So again, okay, whatever. I'm moving on. So basically, the statistics from proven sources showing 36 U.S. dog bite-related fatalities occurred in 2018, with pit bulls contributing to 72%. With 26 of these being deaths, I believe it's more. Why is Man's Best Friends Animal Society systematically opposing any laws to restrict and control the breeding, sale, or creating responsible ownership of a type of dog breed selective for its propensity and ability to kill? I believe, again, it's business. Like I said before, I'm going to say it again. It's all about business. I'm going to do a little bit more research on like how much it costs to own a pit bull and all that. I believe it's business. I don't know. My theory is pit bulls are a lot cheaper. Somehow they're a lot cheaper or a lot easier to get. I also believe that it's about dumbing down society. Again, these pit bulls, they only became popular because of the so-called Michael Vick situation. I for one, I don't take stories in the media as 100% fact. I think some of it is just a show in order to sell something, in order to create an agenda. So I believe part of the whole Michael Vick thing could be false, but however, However, I believe his event was why, pit bull sales have gone to the roof, have been so popular ever since. They do this in the media, the hidden hand. They do this. They will create these stories in order to sell something. Just like O.J. Simpson and the what's it, the white Bronco? They showed that, and then that sold. So again, the media is they play their tricks, and if you have eyes and ears to see it and to hear it, you won't fall for their tricks, especially in this dog culture. So with the growth of the epidemic of attacks that tear flesh and crush bones of innocent infants, man, children, Again, I used to, work with children from infants to like uh, young teenagers, and again, most of the time they're innocent. They're great. They're innocent. You look at a baby, it's innocent. It's vulnerable. A baby cannot protect itself whatsoever. You know, even a puppy is more dangerous than a baby. How would a baby defend itself against a puppy? You know, how do people bring these children, amongst these big, ugly ass aggressive dogs? After all the information like this that we have, they continue to do so. So again, they kill infants, children, pregnant women, working parents, the elderly, other pets, other animals, you know. And while man's best friend claims that the Pacific breed pit bulls and are a breed type cannot be visually identified, why are their photo pit bulls promoted all over the site? Again, it's business, and it's about dumbing down people. Are people willing to get an aggressive dog just to be happy, just so they can pick up its poop and touch the dog? Yeah. So, um, again, it says no one plans to be attacked. This is true. No one wants to be attacked by a dog. And I believe, theorizing that some dog owners get off to when dogs attack. I think they get off to it when especially their dog attacks. It makes them feel excited inside. That's my theory. Some of these are old from like last year. Boy 5 was attacked, killed by family's pit bull. 7-year-old girl was bitten in the face by a pit bull while giving $1 to homeless woman. So she's doing that. She was even when you're doing something nice towards people, these dogs um, attack. Um, 7-year-old walked up to give a homeless woman $1 provided by her mother. The woman is reportedly often at the location with. So this is a homeless woman with her pit bull, and this girl was doing a good deed by giving the homeless person money, and the pit bull attacked her. The homeless pit bull attacked someone that was trying to help her owner. Ah. February 11, man dies after 4 family members attacked by pit bull. So, February 18, Beverly Hills Cop actress mauled by her own pit bull. Oh, Beverly Hills Cop actress, Heather. I didn't know about that one. Mauled by her own pit bull. It's fun. I think it's funny when the pit bull attacks their own owner. That's when it's funny, though. I'm not gonna stop laughing at that. If you get a pit bull, then you want to die by the hands of it. And I think if these dog owners had like extra lives, they would do it again. I guarantee it. If they had extra lives, they would wanna get mauled to death by their own dog again and again and again. And again, village man attacked by neighbor's pit bull. So even the neighbor, even your own family pit bull, the neighbor's pit bull, pit bull owned by a homeless person. Even though you're trying to help them, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. Another moving bold. So the list goes on. Girl 5 mauled. So the list goes on and on and on. So comment says pit bulls are trash dogs for trash people. I agree. So this guy says fact, pit bulls represent only 6% of all dogs owned in the US. Pit bulls are responsible for over 65%, but it's actually 72% of all US fatalities involving dogs. Do the math, pit bulls must be banned. All dogs should be banned, but especially the pit bull. If you're supposed to ban a dog, we should start with the pit bull. And this guy is saying, according to Snoop, which does not hysterically cherry pick facts, pit bull bans have never helped in the long run. Why, in your opinion, is that? You've been duped. So this guy is saying that we should get Stormbreaker and give these pit bulls the Stormbreaker treatment and go for the head. So if banning them is doing nothing, then the Stormbreaker needs to come out. I would guess that anyone who is on here aggressively defending these breed has never had a family member shredded by one. So this person has most probably had a family member attacked by one. So it's so sad that some people have to be attacked by a pit bull to understand that these ferocious abominations are dangerous. This is just one resource, and there's countless resources regarding these pit bulls. Okay, moving on. So this one is saying pit bulls inflict 90% of fatal dog-on-dog attacks. So it was 72 on people, and now it's 90% on dog-on-dog attacks. Not reading all of it, so ignoring the body count. So this is what dog lovers do, especially the pit nutter. You know, they ignore the body count and they still get the dog thinking, this dog will never hurt me. It's a fur baby, and then when it does or attacks someone else, they pretend to be shocked. He has never done that before. Man, can't fix stupid. Even the New York Times writer overlooks the obvious. Again, a lot of these dog nutters work for these corporations, such as New York Times. They work for these network companies, such as like NBC, where they can easily twist information. CNN, they're everywhere. So, you know, imagine getting attacked by one, and you're going to a judge who owns a pit bull. Like, how do you get out of that one? Like, how do you win that one? Because a lot of these pit nutters and dog lovers, they don't like people. They don't like people at all. And I'm gonna kind of elaborate on that, of dog nutters hating people. I think I might have done it, but I'm gonna do it again. Queen Elizabeth I preferred pit bulls to Shakespeare. So these dogs have been, I'm guessing dogs have been around killing people for centuries, and still people cannot put two and two together. False only lack of leash. I would say muzzle as well. If we're supposed to wear these face masks everywhere to keep others safe, why don't these pit bulls wear muzzles? Better yet, give them like a mold like a cement muzzle on them so they can never open their mouth again. Oh god. So bad. 8 dog breeds other than pit bulls. Only 8 breeds other than pit bulls figured to report fatal dog attacks on other dogs in 2020. So these are also other dangerous mutts, such as the border collie, Bull, Mastiff, Doggo, Argentino, German Shepherd, Husky, Labrador Retriever, the Malamute, and just one atypical Vizsla. So again, pit bulls may contribute to 90%, but these other dogs contribute as well to this attacking culture of the dog. If your mother says she loves you, get a second source. So again, like I said, I believe the Michael Vick story was probably just a show to sell these worthless mutts. Maybe he did. Maybe it's not as bad as it said. I don't know. But I believe it started with this guy where it after the story, it just, the pit bulls just blew up. It became the pit bulls became like the new house furniture, and they say, these dogs are meant to fight. So, let them fight. Let them kill each other. Just let them kill each other. I don't understand. These dogs were they're breeded, they were created to fight. So let them kill the hell out of each other. They don't say anything about the so-called black community that kills over 800 of their, of their that kills like over 800 a year. They say nothing, they just ignore it. But if it's a pit bull doing what it does, or a dog doing what it does, people instantly interfere and say something. Again, I can say a lot about the so-called black community. It is as, I don't want to compare dog to black people, but the so-called black community is very toxic. And these dogs, many of them do get these dogs, and it's not helping at all. Under reporting, so again, I believe the percentage is a lot higher. I believe, again, the media is hiding information. A lot of sources are hiding information. They downplay information. They treat these nasty, ugly things as like a savior when they're devourers. And it's just avoiding the fate of the Titanic. Again, when it comes to dogs, especially, people aren't proactive. Again, there's countless information regarding these dogs, and people think each pit bull specifically is different. When they're all the same. They some don't attack today. They don't attack for a year, but eventually they do. Eventually they show some aggression. It's part of their nature to be devourers. And I say, let them fight. Let them kill the heck out of each other. So, wow. So year animals killed by dogs. So, wow. That's a lot. That is a lot. I don't even think the lion, killed as many as that in a year, or in like a decade. That's a lot. Oh, man. Yeah. So moving on. So this is an old article. It was last year, regarding a woman who was mauled by her own dog, and there was a mystery, and they solved it, and it was the dog who killed her. Um, Beautiful lady, but she had a bag of dogs, and in the end died by the dog. And I say she deserved it. She was pregnant too, so the child didn't deserve it. The child did not deserve, but if you're an adult and you still think it's okay to own these dogs, and you deserve to be mauled by them. I have no sympathy for adults who are smarter than I am, better than I am, knows more than I am, willing to still get these abomination, thinking everything's gonna be all right. But this is just one story of the dog attacking and the killing the hands that feed them. And I'm pretty sure this lady she loved that dog. She took care of the dog. She treated the dog like, like precious, like gold, like diamonds. Like she cared for it. But in the end, the dog didn't give a shit. Time on match. So I'm over an hour already, man. I talk too much. Over an hour. I'm gonna continue. So here we go again. Another attack of a dog against a child and a woman. So they're telling a woman hospitalized Thursday. This happened May 21st after a dog attacked in the city of Rochester. According to Rochester police, a 32-year-old woman and her 14-year-old daughter was attacked by their dog. Oh, attacked by their own dog. On Maryland Street, officers arriving to the scene found the woman in a car with the dog outside. Police say an officer shot the dog when it charged at officers attempting to get the woman out of the car. They say the woman's leg injury was so severe, firefighters had to apply tourniquet. Police say the 14-year-old also had multiple wounds to her hand. So again, this is another story of when the worthless mutt attacks the hands that feed him. This woman's job, her father, if he's involved, their duty is to protect their children from conception to when they're 18, is to protect, not even 18, like you're always supposed to protect your children nevertheless, but we're going to say from conception to 18, your job is to protect your child, period. Protect them from other dangerous people, protect them from diseases, protect them from stupidity, protect them from dogs. But this woman brought in this dog wanting to pick up its poop, wanting to touch the dog and to probably kiss the dog, ends up being the dog's meal, And these people just don't want to learn. And I guarantee these two people are smarter than I am. But when I was like 7 years old or 6, I already knew dogs were just the worst thing ever. Oh, that's it. Okay. We have another story. It's sad. So this is coming from a police officer, a smart, intelligent police officer who's sworn in to protect and serve and to protect his son. So the cop allowed his dog to sleep in a heated, cozy room while his son, only 8 years old, froze to death in the garage. So this cop, again, parent who was supposed to protect his son, said, no, priority is the dog. So here's a man that's supposed to protect New York City. Supposed to protect New York City from its crime, from its, tragedy, from danger. Can't even protect his own son and chose to protect a dog over his own son. Now I question the mentality and the value of the so-called police force. As if this can happen, imagine what else is happening that we don't know about from these dog nutter police, allowing their son to stay in a garage and die, while their dog gets a 5 star gets a 5 star suite. All right, so again, I'm always looking for information regarding these worthless mutts. So this is something that I went out to look for. Some of the things on this page are things that found me. And it says how to punish a dog. So it's very lengthy, but I'm going to read in point form and give you my take. And it says responding to bad behavior. Correct your dog's behavior. So again, a dog's natural instinct is to be reckless. And we take in this dog and we say, don't be yourself. Be something else. Be decent. I've taken you in because I'm lonely. I need a companion. I need an animal in here. So I'm going to take you from whatever you were. You're going to come into my house. You're going to do what I say. Again, isn't this not a form of abuse? Isn't this not a form of slavery? Animal or dog slavery. So it says correct your dog's behavior. If your dog misbehaves, give them a cue or sign that they've made the wrong decision. You might say "think again" or a similar phrase in a cherry, but a corrective tone of voice. So you gotta, again, like a child. Again, I don't want to compare a dog to a child, but some of these things is what, when I was working, is what I used with children. Apparently, that's the fact. Some of these things I use with children, and I don't want to compare a child to a dog, but they're treating a dog like a child, a mutt that doesn't give a shit. They're treating this thing like a human. And it says, remember that your dog is not maliciously trying to disobey you. So they're downplaying it maliciously. When your dog does something you don't want them to do, you need to let them know not to repeat this behavior in the future. So again, they're telling the dog, don't behave the way you're meant to behave. It's like taking a lion from the jungle and bringing him inside your home and saying, don't behave like a lion. You're bringing a polar bear into your home. You tell the polar bear, don't behave like a polar bear. Again, I think this is like mental abuse towards the worthless mutt. I personally would get the Stormbreaker, but, Remove your attention. Again, this is something that is used on children. It's called planned ignoring. Sometimes you got to ignore certain behaviors. If a child is trying to get your attention by doing some stupid things, sometimes you just ignore some of the small things. So it says remove your attention. If the dog continues to do the wrong thing, turn your back or leave the room. So I think that's kind of dangerous. Your dog's doing something. The person is saying you got to turn your back. So if you turn your back, what if the dog decides to snap at you from behind? Dogs are sociable animals and want to be at the center of things. So that's a problem. See, I think that's a big problem. And this is why me and dogs, we don't get along. So saying dogs are attention whores. So you got to give dogs attention because they're attention whores. Being left out or ignored makes them reconsider their actions. If you catch bad behavior early, you can stop it before it ingrains. So the same thing is used for children. So they're treating a dog like a child, basically. For example, if you treat your dog a command and they refuse, say think again and turn your back. Your dog should realize that they've done the wrong thing. So again, you gotta you got to manipulate the dog into doing what you want to do. So it's kind of worse than a child, because with a child, it's more natural. But with a dog, you gotta like manipulate, condition, and reprogram the dog to behave in a certain way. Avoid giving attention to bad behavior, kind of like the other one. It's like planned ignoring, so you're gonna ignore the dog even if it's barking or doing something stupid. And as soon as you turn your back, couldn't the dog attack you from behind? I would not want to turn my back against no dog. If I see a dog, I'm gonna face the dog. I gotta know where the dog is at all times. I'm not gonna turn my back on no worthless mutt. Not raise your voice or hit the dog. So again, where I work, same thing. You're not allowed to yell at the children, even when the children needed it. You can't yell at the children. Don't raise your voice or hit the dog. So again, verbal or physical punishment is not an effective way to prevent bad behavior. So basically, you have to, like they say, you just ignore it. Just turn your back. So basically, you ignore it, turn your back, and give the dog food to get what you want, basically. So you can't yell at the dog for being worthless, and you can't give it physical punishment. But again, the dog's allowed to attack you, but you can't even touch the dog. So if a dog attacks you, the dog, gets a big meal, gets toys, and it's fine. But if you hit your dog, the internet will be after you indefinitely. Verbally or physically punishment is not an effective way to prevent bad behavior. Instead, your dog will simply learn to fear you. I think that's the whole point. The whole point is the dog should fear me. The dog should fear you as well. You should be above the dog. You should be above the dog. The dog should fear you. You should not be the dog's equal. The dog should not be your equal either. It says, for example, hitting your dog after they urinate in the house might just cause them to hide where they urinate. So if a dog pisses on the floor and you naturally react to it, the dog then will start hiding its urine. So this is a mischievous abomination. They can be aggressive, but this is a mischievous. So a dog is willing to piss and then hide their shit and piss. They're gonna get a pillow to hide their shit and piss. So this is what we've come to. We can't yell at a dog. The dog can't fear us. But if we do that, the dog is going to hide their piss from you. And oh no, that's not good. They may become secretive and disappear to urinate. So why even get a dog? Like, what's the I still don't understand the purpose of getting a dog. Teach bite inhibition. Biting is a bad behavior. I mean, it's the nature of the worthless mutt. All they know is biting. And you tell them don't bite. That's what they do. It doesn't make sense. Teach your dog that biting can hurt people. No shit. So again, this is what they do. This is what dogs do. And you got to manipulate them and train the stupid out of them so they don't bite people. They don't bite someone. It goes with preventing bad behavior. You got to figure out what's causing your dog's bad. It says figure out what's causing your dog's bad behavior. It's a freaking dog. Oh man. Mood triggers are bad behavior. Mood triggers. So if I'm walking down the street on public walkway, walking to school, are they gonna remove me as a trigger? Like, what I mean is, like, if I'm walking on a public street and the dog starts barking and growling at me, Even though I don't know the dog, I'm not even on the dog's property. I'm not touching the dog shit. And the dog starts barking and aggressively growling at me. Does that mean? I mean, does that mean I have to be removed? Oh man. Or you're gonna, or now you're gonna have to close. You're gonna have to now close the curtains whenever they see me walking. You can't keep the curtains open because this dog, you know, is triggered by me walking on the public, minding my own business. It's triggered by birds. It's triggered by fireworks. It's triggered by everything. And when a dog is triggered by something, we gotta bend over for this worthless mutt that never bends for you. Reward good behavior by giving it food. Keep your dog active. It's nasty, man. That's disgusting. And again, establish routines. So allowing your dog to shit on, in parks and on lawns and to contaminate the environment, I think this might be a dumb idea, but I think dog nutters should bring like how they bring, shit bags. They should bring like buckets for dogs to piss in. Stop peeing in public places. I seen that the other day at a park and it was just disgusting. The dog just pissed. Like, it's nasty, man. It is nasty. Yeah, so I think they should just bring like piss pails for the dogs to pee in. Know when to get help. Because since your dog is very stupid and you're unable to train the stupid out of it, spend more money on another dog nutter so he can tell your dog what to do. So this is the world that we're living in. It is now past an hour. I'm gonna probably do a part 2 later. Because again, there's a lot to cover. I think I spend too much time on each article, and I think I'm gonna have to cut my time when I'm on an article. But I'm gonna stop here for now. I'll be back later, continuing this, video about these worthless mutts and this dog culture. So there you have it for today. Dogs are expensive, and people are willing to throw away their money for a dog that is ungrateful at the end of the day. Dogs don't know and they don't give a damn what you're really doing. They don't really care. They just want food. But we condition, I don't say we, but dog owners, they condition and program the dog to behave in a way that they want. I think this is, again, I hate dogs, is a form of slavery and dog abuse. Taking a dog from wherever it was and telling them you cannot behave naturally. You have to behave decent. I think that's a form of mind control, form of abuse. And I, for one, I would recommend getting Stormbreaker and giving it the Stormbreaker treatment. But hey, if dog lovers enjoy enslaving these nasty, worthless mutts, let them suffer in their ignorance, I guess. We covered the dog licks and how it's deadly and lethal. I mean, I was like, as a child, I knew the difference between dirty and messy, and I never wanted to be messy, never wanted to be dirty, But these people who are obviously smarter than I am, these dog lovers are smarter than I am. They're willing to lick and kiss, have their dog lick all over their face after all the research we have that points that the dog is very lethal, not just in an aggressive standpoint, but also in a passion, in a I don't know, in a subtle standpoint as well. These dog lovers are willing to wear face masks. They're willing to social distance. They're willing to obey social rules to keep safe, but they don't apply the same thing to their worthless mutt. I am going to do another separate video on the dog and the Bible, especially for Christian dog lovers that worship the dog while they worship God. Again, we've learned that, pit bulls, they dominate in attacks. They attack and kill over 87 people in 2 months. Each month is 2 months is probably 60 days, and they kill way more than 60 days. So that's maybe 3 times a day. Sometimes it's outrageous. It is outrageous. Again, it's 90% of dogs attack dogs. 90% of pit bulls attack other dogs. So we went from 72% to 90%. I believe that the Michael Vick story that happened like over a decade ago was the reason why, pit bulls are so popular. The media plays a role. This media, they play a role in manipulating certain people to buy things. It just doesn't work on me, though. So I believe that the Michael Vick story was the, I wouldn't want to say seed, but it was the boost they needed to sell these worthless mutts. Then, we have, pit bulls attacking their owner and pit bulls attacking the owner's kid. We have, this person putting the dog first before their own child. Then we just talked about how they want you to punish or train a dog, and it's basically the things they say is the things that are used with children. And many of the things they say to punch a dog is to ignore it. So you have to ignore the behavior. You got to turn your back and be vulnerable to what may happen from behind. And if the dog is triggered by, someone walking outside, now you have to remove that. You have to either now close the window or remove the thing that is triggering it. So if I'm walking, and I'm triggering the dog somehow, I have to remove just for the well-being of the dog. This is what the dog lovers are thinking. So I'm going to touch base later on how to punish a dog as well. I'm going to touch base on the no-kill shelters backlash. There's another dog attack I want to talk about. And animal bite statistics. So, yeah, again, I know I'm talking a little funny at the end of this video, but every time I make a long video, I end up talking very out of order, man. I start to not make much sense. I start to, hesitate to what I'm trying to say a little bit. So I'm going to stop here. I'll continue later. So this is the Worthless Mutts. And remember, it is okay to hate dogs.